You know what, people? I keep on seeing a lot recently, right? That EA have taken a huge gamble, right? Because at the end of last year, well, it was May last year, I should say, that they announced that they had ended their licensing agreement with FIFA. You know, they ended their agreement, right? So, yeah, they would no longer be putting out football games under that moniker, right? FIFA 23, I think, was the last iteration of that franchise. And so from this year, right, this football game would be called EA Sports FC. EA Sports FC, right? Which actually, I think the new game dropped at the end of September, I believe, right? Uh, so yeah, it was just like, oh, getting rid of the FIFA name, that could be dangerous. That could be dangerous. And you have to go to yourself, no, no, it's not. Right? This just all feels like something you say just to cover yourself in case the game itself is a turkey. Because when you look at it, right? Now, I have not played computer games in 2 decades. Yo. God damn, I'm getting old, son. But a long ass time. But back then, I remember, and from all accounts, it's still the same. FIFA was the best football game out. Right? It was always the best gameplay, the best features. It was the one to do. So if you just change the name, but everything else is the same, you're not losing anything. Right? And here's the huge thing. So, I think the fault might have been, okay, if they're no longer got that FIFA license, does that mean that the players are now going to be, Ian Block and Sam Turf and just all made up names? I mean, they may be real names of football players. I don't know. I just pulled those out of the air, people. But no, that's not the case, right? They've changed the name of the game, but they keep all their licenses. They've got licenses to 19,000 players, 700 teams, 100 stadiums, right? And 30 different leagues. And they've added, right? So you just think they've got all of that stuff, which is awesome if you're a football fan. But now they've added La Liga F and Germany's Frauen Bundesliga. So they've got more female content this time around, right? Which again, that is a huge addition, right? So when you look at all of that, still got the licenses, added more female components to the game. It's not, how the fuck would that be a gamble? You know what I mean? Right. So supposedly another new feature this time out, there's, I think with a whole lot of online stuff, a lot of times you're limited. So if you've got a PlayStation, you can play other PlayStation people. Or if you've got an Xbox, fellow Xbox. And if you've got a PC, it's other PC people. Now, I know sometimes PC can cross over with Xbox because they're Microsoft, you know what I mean? But there was always that separation, again, with the Switch, Nintendo. Now, that doesn't matter. You can play people on different consoles. That's a new feature, right? That's a new feature. So, what is the gamble, right? What's the gamble? No one is buying a game because it's got the FIFA on the front cover. They're buying it for the gameplay. They're buying it because they can be their favorite player, right? They can be their favorite team. Yeah, they can do career mode and start off in Division 4 and work their way to the Premiership. They can be in the Champions League. All of those different things is why people buy the game. So, this whole nonsense about it being a gamble is pretty insane. I mean, to be honest, right? EA, you know what I mean? They did the smart thing because they no longer have to pay that licensing fee to FIFA, which I know FIFA were jacking up. That was part of the reason why they decided to bounce, because FIFA's jacked up their, you know what I mean, their licensing prices. So it's like, yo, although with the amount of sales of game and all of that, EA technically could have afforded it, but it's a sensible thing. You know, you've already got licenses with the teams and the players themselves, so you don't need FIFA, right? They've got licensing deals with the Champions League. Don't need FIFA, right? Don't need FIFA. So they go the licenses. They've got the best gameplay. They've added new features. So please, it's there's no gamble. There's no gamble. Now, if the gameplay of the new game sucks, that's all EA, right? But on paper, there's no gamble. What the fuck are you talking about?